Welcome back to Freedom Flicker, where we expose the shadows creeping over our freedoms. And today we're diving into a bombshell that's got even MAGA melting down. Attorney General Pam Bondi vowing to crack down on hate speech right after the tragic assassination of conservative icon Charlie Kirk. Kirk, the free speech warrior who built Turning Point USA, gunned down on September 10th at Utah Valley University by a suspect with radical left ties. But Bondi's response? It's not justice. It's a betrayal of everything Kirk stood for. Stick around as we unpack the outrage, the irony, and why this could spell doom for your First Amendment rights. Hit that like button if you're team free speech, and subscribe for more unfiltered truth. Let's roll. Let's set the stage. On September 10th, 2025, during a Turning Point USA event at Utah Valley University, 31-year-old Charlie Kirk, co-founder and Firebrand CEO, was fatally shot by 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, a transgender activist linked to far-left groups. Witnesses say it was a targeted hit amid rising political tensions. Kirk wasn't just a pundit. He was a beacon for young conservatives, railing against woke culture and championing unfiltered debate. The nation mourned, vigils from D.C. to campuses, Trump calling it pure evil. But as the dust settled, the real shock came not from the left, but from inside the administration. Bondi's words lit the fuse on a firestorm that's uniting left and right against her. More on that next. Enter Pam Bondi, Trump's AG pick and former Florida firebrand. On September 15th, just days after Kirk's death, she dropped this on the Katie Miller podcast. There's free speech, and then there's hate speech. We will absolutely target you, go after you, if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, and that's across the aisle. She tied it to the radical left's threats, citing laws like 18 U.S.C. paragraph 875C for interstate threats. Sounds tough on crime, right? Wrong. Bondi blurred the line between actual threats like swatting or doxing and ugly opinions. She even hinted at probing universities and firing public employees for mocking Kirk. Trump joked about it, saying she'd go after unfair reporters like ABC's John Carl. But this isn't a joke. It's a slippery slope to censorship. And even Bondi backpedaled by Tuesday, clarifying she meant only threats of violence. Too late. The damage is done. The backlash? Explosive and bipartisan. Conservatives who cheered Trump's win are now turning on Bondi. Eric Erickson called her a moron on X, warning it had jail preachers for opposing gay marriage. Fox's Brit Hume slammed it as unconstitutional. Turning Point's Savannah Hernandez and podcasters like Dave Rubin demanded her resignation. And the irony? Kirk himself was a free speech absolutist. In May 2024, he tweeted, "Hate speech does not exist legally in America. There's ugly speech, there's gross speech, there's evil speech, and all of it is protected by the First Amendment." Hans Manke nailed it. Charlie Kirk literally died defending the principle that Pam Bondi is trashing. Even Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor piled on, saying it'd violate the Constitution. Imagine that alliance. Slid up. One user warned of Soviet-style handcuffs. Another asked if Bondi would arrest Laura Loomer for bashing Kirk. National Review predicts a 9-neo Supreme Court smackdown. This isn't just backlash, it's a wake-up call. Liberals aren't celebrating, they're alarmed too. Civil liberties groups like the ACLU warn this exploits Kirk's death to label Antifa as terrorists, chilling dissent. On The View, Whoopi Goldberg accused Bondi of blurring the lines between hate and free speech. One ex-post quipped, "Bondi going after hate speech? Finally time to arrest MAGA morons like Kirk himself." But seriously, this sets a precedent. What stops it from targeting Israel critics or climate skeptics? J.D. Vance urged doxing employers of Kirk celebrators, and firings are already happening, even for quoting Kirk. In Trump's second term, we're seeing retribution over rights. Bondi's Epstein file fumbles last summer already had MAGA grumbling. Now this? It's fracturing the base and eroding the Constitution we all claim to love. Bondi tried damage control fast. By Tuesday, she posted on X, "Hate speech that crosses the line into threats of violence is not protected. Free speech protects ideas, debate, even dissent, but it does not protect violence. citing statutes like 18 U.S.C., paragraph 875 and 876 for real threats. On Fox with Sean Hannity, she doubled down. We all believe in the First Amendment, but horrible things about Kirk must face consequences if they incite. Fair enough on threats, who disagrees? But skeptics say the initial phrasing opened the door to abuse. One ex-user, remove hate speech and it's fine, but she doesn't get why it won't fly on the right. Eric July warned it's anti-liberty using Kirk's death as cover. Clarification or cop-out? You decide. So what does this mean for us? Kirk's assassination should unite us against violence, not give cover for speech cops. Bondi's gaffe exposes cracks in the Trump admin. Retribution versus rights. If we let hate speech become a DOJ weapon, kiss goodbye to the raw debate Kirk died defending. Freedom Flicker stands with the First Amendment, all of it, ugly included. What do you think, Resign Bondi? Drop a comment, smash like if this fired you up, and share to wake your feed. Subscribe and hit the bell for more on threats to liberty. Honor Charlie, speak free, stay vigilant. Thanks for watching. See you next Flicker.